Now we're showing you $1 at a time why you would spend an extra few $1,000s for a River Canyon by Travel Supreme instead of the other high-line coaches that we carry here. Now I want to reiterate that my coach is not nearly as nice as either one of these, and I'd be thrilled to death to own either one. But I'm trying to point out that there are real differences. You do get real differences with this coach. Inside this doorway, there's a compartment, and at the top of the compartment, there is a little space where you would put your towel rack, right? Next is a light. And then controls hot and water and cold water. Now, many coaches have this little tiny thing that comes out this far and has hot and cold water on it. Look at this. You're cleaning fish, you're washing off the kids, whatever it is, you got it right here. Then, a plug for power, city water, coach water, it's all here. It's big. It's wide. How wide is this darn thing? It is 14 inches wide. So this doorway is really easy to get into. And in the center of the bottom of it is where you could run your tube down through it and come out the other side. So it's clean operation. Next, and it's kind of an exclusive, this is the doorway that reaches in and finds the motor for the slide that's behind me. So even, I'm not sure about even, but most any normal human being, if you had a problem with that motor, you could unbolt it and replace it. Now around here, they give me a tape measure occasionally, but a screwdriver they don't allow me to handle because I am totally inept. That's why I'm a salesman, by the way. But most people probably could change this. You ladies out there, you're kitchen wise, so you could do it, but not me. It locks off. Why would you have that? Because something potentially has an opportunity to break. It means that you're taking that extra difficulty away because you know how to handle it. Let's move up a little bit. Nice large storage for the compartment underneath. Does the competition have that? Of course they do. That really isn't any big deal, but it's there. I wanted to show it to you. Now here's a little bit of difference. Again, the competition has a single propane bottle on one side and then on the other. But as we've shown you, the other side's compartment has some really important controls in it. So this side has both propane bottles in it together. So you don't have to go back and forth and figure out which one is empty and all that sort of stuff. They're all one place. See this little crank right here, this little hole? Everybody has one, but it's really in a nice, easy spot. If for some reason or other the slide were to break and you didn't have another motor close by and you were panicked out, you can crank it in. You can put the crank in there, crank it in, and the slide itself will come in. $1 at a time, we can point out to you why a River Canyon by Travel Supreme is worth every penny more that you spend. I can't spend an entire day here showing you all the reasons, but our sales staff can come here and point these things out to you so you can see for yourself. The advantage to coming to River Canyon is we carry the very finest products. Our competition isn't able to make that claim. Second of all, we can actually show you why a River Canyon is a little bit more expensive than some of the other Highline coaches, which we're very proud to sell here. You get to decide, along with your salesperson, based upon all the information, which coach is best for you. That's why they come to Sky River, and that's why come see River Canyon by Travel Supreme. If you've never heard of them before, they're not everywhere. They're not at every dealership. But here at Sky River, they're here for you to see. Now let me show you what the competition's door looks like for your hookups. As you can see in the competitor's coach, look how narrow this compartment is. It's much more difficult to get around in here, to get your hoses to it, to get hooked up. Even the nozzle or the extension for the water is smaller, it's shorter, and it's not as well made. All of this compartment is much more cramped, and that's why the camera can't even hardly get in here and see it. So it's going to be harder for you. The compartments is so small that you can't have the controls to dump the water. So your black water tank controls are actually inside the storage compartment, where you could hit it with something when you're pulling in and out. You could break it off $1 at a time. We can explain to you here at Sky River why you would buy a River Canyon Travel Supreme over other really high-line coaches. It's too small. This needs to be in a separate place so they're not going to get hit, bumped, broken, whatever. In the Travel Supreme by River Canyon or River Canyon by Travel Supreme, it's better. Let me show you how the inside of this coach looks and why the few extra dollars. Remember, value is everything. Behind this mirror is the weight of the coach, the gross vehicle weight of the coach, a switch for which you have to hold with one finger and then push out for each one of the slides. Now you'll see that the competition doesn't have this safety setup, and it does not have the controls for each slide. It only has one control. I can't even say it. How you monitor the entire coach from the inside is right here. All the fuses, right here. The slide controls box is here. It's all in one place. It's all set up in one place, so it's really easy and understandable and out of the way. When you close the mirror, it's gone. It's just like your regular house. It's not a trailer. It's controlled, and it's your trailer. It's not a trailer anymore, it's your home. The competition, for which we're going to go show you, doesn't have it set up like that. Let's go see the competition zone. I'm walking up these 8-inch stairs, but I'm pretty talented, so I can get all the way up them. Now come around the corner, and you're going to see controls for the coach. Very similar to the other one, except that it's in the hallway, exposed, and so you get more of that trailer kind of look to it. This is control for your fantastic fan, light switch. Now this is the slide out. And the slide out really means that this one little tiny button here controls the whole entire thing. So for each slide, this one button is it. So the motor goes out, you got the motor going out on all of them, not just one at a time. It isn't as good. You're saving money, and this is a high-line coach, and I love it to death. I happily tow it. But it makes it feel more like a trailer. They have to cut corners someplace, but you get what you pay for. That few $1,000s difference partly is right here. It cannot, it is impossible for everybody to make exactly the same thing. For me, the extra $6,000 or $5,000 has value. For you, you come see yourself and decide for yourself if it's a big deal or not.